All right, welcome everybody. This is Tales from the Flipside, episode 237, I think. Who knows, dude? I don't even know. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about She-Hulk. We're gonna talk about C-Dub, the CW. We're gonna talk about some other stuff, House of Dragon. And we're just gonna have a good time tonight. I can't wait. Market report, pickups. So we have pickups, and we're just gonna do it. So let's roll in the intro. Let's go. And my lovely co-host, Mr. Chris Colbert, a little Carter the Mercenant, and my boy Ricky over there, Rick, who did a market report this week. So we'll see if he gets to do a market report 2 times.
I promised Z some foreign books, and I completely forgot those. So
yeah, you did. So you just know.
I didn't know what to type in. What do you type in?
Clown cowboy covers, and that's how it pops up in the forum.
Just search for countries outside the U.S., I guess.
Pretty much. I don't know how that works.
Maybe next week.
Maybe. So let's jump into it. Nothing too crazy today. We got. I think I did it alphabetically. Let's see. We'll talk about this kind of giant first. So everybody's favorite spot the shop, eBay Enlist, has entered an agreement to acquire TCGplayer. So the big news out of that is they get Pokemon and they get Magic the Gathering, right? Or
yeah,
right?
Yeah. I would say that's arguably their number one competitor when it comes to cards. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think TCG is where a lot of sellers will go to sell bulk. And, you get a couple of pennies out of it, but people go there to like complete decks that actually play rather than collect and try to flip. So
I wonder how much they're going to try to convert TCG into eBay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would say that they'll probably just acquire it and leave it how it is.
Mm-hmm.
So what is
the seller fees?
What is TGC? Is it a TCG? Is it a third-party seller or what?
Yeah, it's sort of an online marketplace for sellers to sell their bulk, essentially.
Yeah.
But I think they do stuff other than that.
So like you can buy latest sets, you can buy stuff, bulk lots. I guess I don't know. I'm just gonna click some stuff. I don't even know.
So if you had a bunch of bulk, you were trying to move, maybe a shop wanted them to put in like a quarter bin or something.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know what their plan is, and it says they went into agreement, but we all know how that goes. Like Elon said he was going to purchase Twitter and then backed out. You never know. Pretty big news. I don't think any of us dabble with trading cards at all.
Yeah, no, it's not me.
Other than to collect.
Yeah. So I mean, it's something. I mean, eBay's doing some things, so we'll see how it goes.
I mean, they have enough fees now. They're making enough money on that. They could buy just about whatever they wanted.
Yeah, right. So this is what we're doing. We're doing a little eBay action. So that's interesting. So
Sean might have something to say about this.
Yeah, I don't know. Sean, we're talking about eBay and how they bought Magic the Gathering or TCGplayer, which is like a third party site, kind of like eBay, where you just list cards like Magic, Digimon, Pokemon.
I mean, I saw it real quick. I wouldn't be so. I'm not surprised at it all. The way they've been doing the card authentication and the shoe authentication for a little while now.
Mm-hmm.
The way they're doing that. So I think they'd be trying to do pretty much anything here. I know that I don't know if I said this on a show before. They're trying to entice big time whatnot sellers. Or the people I've talked to, obviously the comic community. Yeah. I don't know those giant card guys that with like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 30,000 people.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, like Pac-Man. I know they're offering, I think, like $15,000 to certain comic sellers to go exclusive with them.
Wow.
Live streaming, and that's comics. You know what I mean? We were watching it. Some of us had Pac-Man on. He might still be on right now. Watching him just give shit away.
Yeah.
For followers, had about 3,000 live, and I mean he'd already given away like $10,000 worth of $10,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
At least in just what I watched, you know what I mean? Yeah. But those guys, he's playing in the millions and stuff. You know.
Yeah. Did you watch it? Did you win that Bo Jackson Raiders jersey?
No, I wish I saw that though.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet. I wasn't even in that one because I was also cooking dinner.
Yeah.
And so I just kept, and I wasn't really, I quit kind of listening because I had a show on.
Yeah.
And so whenever I'd see the yellow follow and enter, I'd just hit it.
Yeah.
So I was like passively, and the comments on streams like that, just like any giant YouTube, any giant YouTube stream or anything, the comments, man, you can't read anything anybody's writing in there. Yeah. So there's not really a point. But in their GUI, you can either see just the screen or move it. So if I don't have all the stupid comments going like this, then I can't see the yellow follow and enter button, which is all I care about seeing really. But so I missed on the Bo, but like, I mean, 1 in 3,000 were my odds of getting pulled. So I didn't have my hopes up.
It's not terrible. It's like the old room. It's not terrible.
So I wonder if since eBay is eBay, I wonder if this is going to be their shoehorn into getting into more live stream selling.
They have to be doing that.
TCG isn't that, but I mean they could essentially, they could do that.
Well, they thought about remember they got the vault too, guys. Remember the vault thing? So you can.
I'm not familiar with that.
So you can give their cards to them, and they'll hold it for you in their specialized vault that they have, and they can when it sells, they just ship it out, and you don't have to worry about it.
I smell heist of the century.
Amen. I'm trying to get George Clooney and Brad Pitt. Ocean's 25. Here we go.
Yeah, the eBay vault is impenetrable. I like those odds.
And to be, I mean, what's the main? Is TCGplayer like an eBay? I honestly don't use it.
I don't think it's the cards. I don't think it's like a bidding platform. It's essentially they list it for a price, sort of like the comic book guide, and whatever that price is what you're paying. But it's
like what's that other website for like sports cards? It's like you can just list something and it's like, oh, this is whatever this is, and whoever has it, and then you just,
it's essentially like my comic shop, but for cards.
There's one, $10. There you go. You can get it for $10, and you can.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. So.
Either way, pretty good.
It's nice.
There you go. 158 listings. There you go.
It's nice that they do the price. Deals there. You got to look them up on eBay. We know how it goes on eBay though.
Yeah.
Hey, that sold for $102. Would you take like 105? I'm like, the only time in history somebody ended an auction at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. Yeah. You definitely should have bought that for the 102. But mine's 200. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So there we go.
eBay
More of the comments.
People. I had a guy the other day ask, a guy hold on, mute this. Oh, sorry. A guy the other day sent me a message on a new, a fairly new, like in the last 6 or 8 years old Spawn comic. Mm-hmm. Hi, what color are the pages? I'm like, all kinds of them. Yeah, like half of them. I don't know.
You just said brittle.
Half the colors.
They're brittle, bro. I'm not opening it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, in that same vein, like the quickest way to piss me off as a buyer is to come at me, like make an offer, I counter, and then you hit me with the like encyclopedia of like, this is why, like, oh, well, one just sold, fair market value from Go Collect. I'm like, and then that same, kind of response that you have, like, well, you really should have probably bought that other one. And that's exactly what I tell people. I'm like, well, you should probably have bought that other one because I'm not selling it to you at that price. Like, I don't understand how people think that's going to win somebody over, is you trying to like lawyer them into like selling the book at like what the last one sold for. I'm like, no,
I've done it in person with people I know when I've been like way off, and I just sort of when I kind of priced it off the top of my head or played a little price, was trying to get fast or something. But dude, I don't know why they think that. I don't know why they think that'll work. I just don't care. Or especially when it's already the cheapest one or about the cheapest one,
Yeah, or you give them a reasonable like counter, and they're just like, well, fair market value, I gotta ship to Canada. I was like, then move to the US or buy a forwarding service, man. Like that ain't my problem. Like I'm not trying to hear that, and that's the quickest way for me to lose any and all sympathy for you.
Rent a PO box and forward it to yourself.
Yeah, I was like, don't come at me with the like, well, go. Like I had somebody recently be like, well, go collect now. It's like decline. I don't even give a shit. Don't want your business. Decline. If you were coming with the go collect has that fair market value at, I'm like, I don't care.
I saw Ducadia had it for like $3. So
yeah. Well, that sale was in 2011, so yeah.
So this is kind of big. We kind of jumped the gun on this one, but that's okay. We'll talk about little TNG Plus days again. So this is legit, right, Rick?
Yeah, I seen that. Where did I see that? Probably Instagram. I think it was an ad, to be honest.
Okay. Good. So, half of it's ridiculous, but we can go.
Come on now, Frozen 2 sing along.
Cars on the Road. Is that
Pinocchio?
I know Pinocchio might be dope actually. Marvel Studios She-Hulk episode 4, Love and Thunder. Obviously making Love and Thunder, I guess, a Thor Love and Thunder movie. We'll see. Obi-Wan Kenobi is supposed to be live, right? Is that what you asked? Like live action?
I think so. I'm probably wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Is it again? So it's already going to be out again? That's quick, right?
I think that's in the same vein as the Marvel Studios Assembled. I think it's just like that might be telling the story of how they got to Obi-Wan being made.
Okay.
I think that's what that is. I think it's like a behind the scenes, like, what happened over the last 30 years between episode 3 and now for us to get to Obi-Wan's return.
Yeah.
So they left off, I think, September 30th, Hocus Pocus 2. I know everyone's excited for that.
I am. My wife is actually really excited for Hocus Pocus 2. So that's just that. Nothing too crazy. I mean, we all kind of know. This is more interesting news. C-Dub. We love talking about the C-Dub on this station. So local TV giant Nexstar seals the deal and buys 75% of the stake in the C-Dub. So
CW without John Z. What are we doing over here?
He missed it, man. So I did hear again. I kind of read a little bit of it that Nexstar is gonna Warner Brother and Discovery. They're gonna buy some stuff, and then Nexstar is going out to look for some stuff. I guess, right? I think Nexstar is gonna go look at some stuff they bring in, but I think in the first year, I think they got to buy, take over what Paramount and Warner Brothers does in the for a year, I think, or something. So. Yeah, but it's interesting. We'll see what happens, right? Who knows? I know our man John Z's not here, but we'll see how it all goes.
I wonder what else they have under their wing. I'm trying to look at their website real quick. I've never heard of Nexstar.
Nexstar Media Group. That's careers. Let's see. Divisions. There we go. TV stations. How about TV stations?
They own Court TV. There we go.
It's all that matters.
And
Just Junior reruns.
QVC. So they're pretty that B-list, C-list.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know why I would have figured Discovery would have just ate up CW.
Nah, they're not trying to take any more debt on the books. Like they're
gonna put Pawn Star Pawn Stars isn't Discovery, is it? Never mind.
No, that's History Network. History Channel.
Is that's not exclusive to Netflix now, is it? Pawn Stars?
I did see it on there the other day.
I don't know because I've been putting it. I honestly I don't really have regular
Background
TV
noise.
anymore. So yeah, just working in my office, I just threw it on.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, I think don't they in the process of this though? Ultimately, I mean, like CW or WB and whoever the other like minority shareholders are still in there. But I mean, this doesn't guarantee you access to any of their stuff. So, I mean, what's the value in acquiring the CW? I mean, I guess maybe you get the historical portfolio, like once all those Netflix contracts lapse. But I mean, is that really enough to justify this?
I have they're paying for it.
Yeah, we were talking.
I got it cheap.
It wasn't like in the universe of this much money, or I don't know what this costs, but it doesn't matter. As we talked to a guy, I think this is, and I might have said it on here before. I don't know, but there's an old famous comic brand from we were kids and even before that. I'll type it in here just because I don't know if people know this or not. It doesn't, whatever. He acquired that. He acquired the brand without acquiring the whatever IP they have left.
Oh,
So that was kind of weird, and it seemed like to me, what would be a lot of money, because I don't. It's just an old defunct comic company that I don't comic publisher. I'm sorry, not like a reseller, like a publisher. That I don't know what that brand means to too many people anymore. You know what I mean? So I have I got no idea. But yeah.
Interesting.
So I guess people do want brand names. So
I mean, their website looks pretty like lawyery, very investment group-esque. So
yeah, I mean, well,
so doing a quick read on Variety.com, it says that Nexstar is not paying cash for the purchase, but rather accepting a large chunk of CW Network's $100 million in losses from Paramount and Warner Brothers. So they're acquiring their debt, I guess that is.
yeah,
that sounds fun.
That just sounds like a bad deal, but
I mean, it happens all the time in other markets. I mean, and I guess as I sit here and think about it, like, okay, I can't be as short-sighted because not everything that was of value, or the CW was more than just the WB stuff. That actually really does, over the history of the WB/CW, accounts for a very small percentage of the properties that they control. I mean, if you go on CWC, there's a lot of crap that came and went after 1 or 2 seasons that they have access to over the last 30 years of television. So, I mean, if you're like, a court TV where you're running reruns of Judge Judy and Law and Order and, stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, they just basically gained like just the syndication like motherload of the last 30 years. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that came on WB to CW over the course of the last 30 years that you now have like full ownership of going forward.
So we got that. I got another good one. It is look at that. The Punisher, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage will appear in Daredevil: Born Again. So
this is a rumor, apparently.
Yeah. But I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer that this is like they're going to bring back the 3 that people like. Like you see, that there's no mention of Danny Rand anywhere to be found.
No.
Hey man, he's going to be at the very end, and he's going to be in credit scene, man.
That old pot belly of his.
It's like, why are you not in shape? Why can you not do martial arts? Like, what is this, man?
Hey, he took the bag, man. I can't blame the guy. Took the bag and ran.
Yeah, I hope they bring my boy Luke Cage back. Like I've said it in the chat. I think that's my favorite show out of all of them.
I heard he's the nicest guy. Yeah, I heard he's the nicest guy too. Like at signings and stuff. Like,
oh yeah, John Coulter's real cool people. Like I ran into him at Dragon Con a couple of years ago, like when the show was still in the air. But that's actually the one. Like the Luke Cage is the one that worries me, not from its ability to be profitable and continue on. It's that dude's the co-lead or the lead of another show on Paramount Plus, and it's like, well, and because they need the streaming content. It's like, well, Paramount Plus is guaranteed to keep him in the lead of that show. Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's worth it to him to come back to do Luke Cage again.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Did he do it like at our next topic coming up? Maybe the new attorney at law, where just doing cameos here and there. I don't think Bruce is going to be in all the episodes. I don't think, right?
No, I mean, I could definitely see maybe for season 2 that being the way they go about doing it. I mean, if they're following that comic book storyline, they need to have a lot of cameos from random characters in the MCU to keep that concept going. So
this is interesting. Luke Cage was fraught because he's overpowered relative to bad guys. He needs better enemies. Interesting.
It's not wrong.
Very, very interesting. Again, I'm going to step out on this one because I really don't know. House of the Dragon premieres, draws nearly 10 million viewers, biggest HBO series premiere ever. Now, you're talking to a guy who didn't watch Game of Thrones because I'm a loser and didn't read any books.
I purposely skipped this. I'm so jaded from the ending of the series. I don't know. I've heard good things.
I mean, I wanted to be jaded, but like the second, like we were like 10 minutes away from it starting, I was like, all right, man, let me put it on.
They roped you back in.
It was like I was transported back to like season 6, season 5, when like I still gave a shit and I was really like about this, and I was just like, it was an experience. And I mean, it was like, oh man, this feels like something of a time that is seemingly forgotten of prestige appointment television, like being there at 9 p.m. Eastern to watch it in real time. I don't know. I mean,
nostalgic.
Yeah, I mean, it was generally entertaining, even though like just doing a quick Song of Fire and Ice like wiki search, you're like, this don't end well for none of these motherfuckers involved. But but I mean, it'll be fun to watch how we get there. Like, but ultimately, you know how this ultimately plays out because they make it very clear in the opening sequence. They're like 173 years before the birth of Daenerys Targaryen. So like, you know how this plays out.
I mean, but they don't get up to the Mad King or anything. I don't think they're gonna.
Oh
no,
they
did that part, even though we know what happened. So I don't think this is gonna span whatever fake timeline of winter and shit that the other one had.
This is just the Dance of Dragons. So this is just like the in-squabbling fighting amongst the Targaryens, like over that like 20 to 30 year period or however long it was. So
so good stuff. I enjoy it. Same thing. Just fanhood kicks in. You know what I mean? Once they get to, you see a dragon. Once they get to King's Landing, Red Keep, like it just you start to see everything. It starts to come back, and you're like, all right, we're gonna get this going. And I do like okay, they got, and I know the Game of Thrones story, but I know, things don't necessarily go well eventually, but I don't know enough about any of the characterization or anything like that where any of that's going to bother me. So I did like that I feel like they got to it a little bit in the first episode. They started it off. And so like now we sort of know. So like I was, there's two subsequent deaths that I thought were possibly going to go the opposite direction. Because I literally just don't know, so I'm glad to see that, and I thought we'd have to deal with the fallout of that for like this whole damn season, and it went somewhere else, which I guess I should have expected because she's in that picture, like that they're gonna go a different way than I thought halfway through the first episode. So I'm glad they got to it. I hope it doesn't slow down.
Now, as an outsider, me and Chris were talking about in the green room before. So it's interesting, right? Walking Dead, right? All their spinoffs started a little strong, I guess, and then tweeted out. No one really cares, right? Theoretically, right? House of Dragon, like we said, is a different animal, and we'll see. I like to do a mid season check-in and end of season check-in. I wonder what the ratings will be like off that initial, wave of everybody coming back in. Does 10 million, does it go to 20 million? Does it go 10 million or 5 million? Or does,
I don't think they're willing to screw with the franchise. And I think we're kind of back. Okay, us as comic people, we know if we're going to see something, we've got to see it soon, or we're going to get it burnt for us. If you don't like spoilers, we're going to get it burnt for us in a Google chat or Instagram by the damn next day a movie comes out. Twitter, Twitter, whatever. So like the same. Like I couldn't watch the final. It's not Game of Thrones, but I couldn't watch the Better Call Saul because like the sports writers and stuff. Even though I use Twitter more for sports and stuff, the sports writers and stuff I follow by like they'll live tweet it, right? Yeah. And it's like, oh, I just wanted to see if the Raiders signed anybody today. Correct. Son of a bitch, right? Yeah. And so it's Better Call Saul. I stay off. So for this, I'm gonna stay off. So I think this one is more globally recognized than people giving a shit about what happens in the after credits of Thor, besides just real comic people. Yeah. Rather than the movie going, comic people. So I think it's gonna stay up. People are gonna stick with it unless it absolutely sucks. Yeah. Which is possible. I'm giving it a season. Just for the music,
Okay. I mean, also there's a void there as well. Like if you break down the week into like what's happening. Generally speaking, there's no appointment television really happening, and there's nothing that happens on Sunday night other than Westworld's over with. So
football.
Yeah, I mean we'll have football.
We got the VHS show.
Oh,
Sunday night.
That too.
Yeah,
that too.
Yeah,
but yeah. So there's a gap there. So they're definitely filling that gap very, very easily.
Yeah.
So how are you guys pretty excited for the new Lord of the Rings series? I think that's September 3rd.
I mean, I'll watch.
I think it'll have some competition here.
I'll watch.
You think it'll do 10 million views though?
Probably not.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like that is a strong fandom, but that is not. That did not have the crossover appeal. Like, let's be real about it. There hasn't been anything not Game of Thrones, but Lord of the Rings that anybody's given a shit about in like over 10 years.
I think
nobody cared about
those. Hobbit.
Nobody cared about the Hobbit.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the only thing that compares to it is, and I'll say this with a begrudgingly because of the books, maybe Harry Potter. If Harry Potter did like a live action TV show, a series or something like that, maybe Harry Potter. Because everybody read
the other movies, but
yeah, but Rick's absolutely right. They proved with Harry Potter that if it doesn't actually involve Harry Potter, nobody gives a shit.
Well, I mean, so
and you've already closed that story out, so just
and they're not getting Hermione, so
yeah, right.
Yeah, now if they actually told the cursed child storyline in like in movie form or in animation, like then maybe they'd have people. But it's got to have Harry involved. It's got to have Harry involved in some form of fashion. Otherwise, like, I mean, I really wanted to care about like Fantastic Beasts, and I struggled to make it through the second one, and the third one I was just like, this is just unwatchable.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Again, I didn't read any books, but I know everybody like in my class and like during that era read every Harry Potter book on the planet. So
yeah, I think my mom read them.
Right. So this is interesting, and this is the story of the night, right? So we'll talk about it. Hope everybody watched it here. I'll bring it out, little spoilers. We can talk about it. So
I promised I was going to, and I didn't.
So, oh my god,
it's okay.
It's 25 minutes, dude. The spoilers aren't that bad. It's episode 1.
No,
you read the first comic.
Spoiler: she turns green in the episode.
Damn it! Why did you ruin it? Okay, so I watched it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now there are so I've heard like on Rotten Tomatoes, it was like a 55 out of 100. Now those reviews were already happening before the damn episode premiered. So a little hateness, but I thought it was decent. I liked it. I think it's a good, fun kind of show. Like I like it better than Miss Marvel. I hate to say it. Like Miss Marvel, I just couldn't get into it. Like the tweeners and all that stuff. Like I just couldn't relate. I just I cashed out after like episode 4 or 5. But any thoughts, questions? Anybody got
I mean, I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see like. I'm trying to think of another scenario where we've had even if you're talking about the DC side where you had a show like this where it was like, oh, here's just like a random cameo. I mean, I guess Harley Quinn is like the closest to it, where it's like random deep cuts and like cameos can be had throughout the show, and it drives the show without taking over the show. I mean, it's a comedy. It's fourth wall breaking, so people kind of tried to point to like the whole Deadpool thing, but she was doing that in her comics from day one, also way before Deadpool was even mentioned.
True.
Yeah, so I mean, it was enjoyable. The CGI wasn't terrible. You can definitely tell in spots where it's like, not even with her character model per se. It's more so it's like the CGI around like that Jeep driving in the jungle was a little wonky at one point. But overall, it just for anybody who grew up watching shit like Ally McBeal and like those type of like legal procedurals that are like comedic and like fourth wall breaking themselves, it feels like that. It feels like you gave Ally McBeal powers.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I kind of appreciate that. That may not be for everybody, but it seems fun. It's not taking itself too seriously. I'm cool with it.
So did they explain why his head gets bigger and disfigured, but hers is just perfect? I mean, could they do that with a woman? I think they'd catch some flack for that.
She definitely looked way hotter green.
Oh, really?
That wasn't even.
We discovered Sean's secret fetish.
I had no idea what to expect on that one, but she grows up a little.
Yeah, her hair grows out. Like, she definitely 6'7", very gorgeous woman.
So she does get bigger. She just doesn't turn green. Gotcha. Okay, I'll watch it next week.
Oh yeah, she becomes much larger. But she's not like his size. They say she's like 6'7".
Yeah.
So he's I don't know where they got him. They must. I never even thought about like how tall Hulk would be. He's just like fucking a foot and a half, 2 feet taller than everybody.
Yeah.
So he's got to be like taller than Shaq if she's 6'7".
He's got to be 8 or 9 feet tall, easy.
Yeah, something like that. And so, yeah, the fights were pretty good. They got drunk, so yeah, it was. I don't know. I thought it was fun. Yeah, even on the cover of one of her most famous covers, she's breaking the wall by talking about if you don't buy this comic,
I'll break into your house and rip up all of your X-Men comics.
Yeah. So pretty good. I liked it. I'll be the first time she broke fourth wall is the beginning, and I was like, oh god, don't do this the whole show. So I will say that part. I was like that, and it wasn't, and hopefully they don't go with that. But yeah, it was cool the way they did it. So
yeah,
I liked it. I'm 1 for 1 on the show for sure.
Yeah, and also, I mean, so one of the running jokes of this first episode is a reference to if Steve Rogers is a virgin or not, because she's running through like a very like, and the funny thing, what makes it so funny is that it's a very geekdom like barbershop, comic book shop type of conversation about like where you apply actual logic to a very absurd concept of like, well, he was frozen in ice. He was skinny, so he wasn't getting chicks back then. Like, and doing that type of breakdown the whole time, and apparently Bruce knows like the truth the entire time, but just won't give into it. And at the very end, she's going on, she's crying, and she's just like supposed to be drunk, and she was like, "He died without experiencing a woman." Blah blah blah. Another, and then he finally goes, "He didn't die virgin. He lost his virginity in 1943 on the USO tour." And she goes, I knew it. He's like, wait a minute, you're not drunk? She's like, no. And she's like, she's like, Captain America fucks, and it cuts out right as she starts to say fuck. Yeah. And it was just like, okay, that's funny. And that's not something that you ever expected to get out of Disney, where somebody's like talking about, is Steve Rogers getting ass or not? Like,
yeah, it's full Mallrats conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, definitely worth the watch. I mean, the action looked okay. Titania shows up in episode 1 without any explanation, and just gets rocked from the get go. And I mean, I'm just excited to see who else is going to show up, how they're going to tie in Daredevil. Apparently, like from what's been already said, Daredevil's a lot more like fun to be around in the series than he has historically been in his Netflix shows. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I can use some lightheartedness in a television show coming from, that's got a little bit more of an adult feel to it. So I can appreciate it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That kind of wraps up the old news segment. I don't have anything else. I didn't add anything. I'll run the pictures, but my man Rick's going to run over the market report here.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I think I'd try to do it in order. I don't know, but we'll just go through them because I really don't know.
Yeah, we can wing it.
Yeah.
What's up, Paul? See Paul down there?
Yeah, Paul had massive feedback on his mic. There it is. Better now. Well, nothing. Hello?
Try to make John Z proud here.
Yeah.
The market report.
Yeah, we'll do look at this. Funny 64, right?
Yeah, so we'll start with this one. This is first appearance of Woody the Woodpecker, which didn't know was a thing, but also has a pretty controversial cover with a little 8-ball. Yeah. He makes all kinds of appearances. It's just terrible. I think this is 1942. It's a war cover with a panda playing a flute, little 8-ball on the drums, and then a rabbit. And there's a terrible drawing of Woody the Woodpecker on the inside. $4,200. You don't see this very often, so
I wonder what the first Woody looked like in there. Was it in the list?
I should have put a picture because they had pictures on the listing, and it's
we can fix that. We can fix that. I'm just curious. I was a Woody fan as a kid, so.
Did you buy this book?
I knew that. I didn't know which. Honestly, I knew that it was a Golden Age book. Like I did know that it was around that long, but I honestly did not know. Did not know that this was it.
Yeah, the comments have it right. It is atrocious and cool at the same time.
I found
it. Yeah, whatever.
I just had it, and I lost it. Where'd it go? Right here.
I've personally never heard of the Funny series. But this is number 64, so there's got to be a few out there.
Just about as old as Batman and Superman. A real hero, Woody Woodpecker.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on the first.
Is that
page.
him on the right?
Yeah.
Right middle?
Oh my
Oh
god!
Jesus, that's terrible.
That's not the
Look
first
at-
panel, but
No.
Look up a little bit.
yeah, there he is. So
Hey,
yeah,
they fixed their mistake.
Yeah. They Sonicked him. It was good.
That reminds me of how Gwen Stacy is portrayed in her first, or how she's drawn in her first appearance. Like she looks nothing like how we know her. And it reminds me of that.
so yeah, first Woody the Woodpecker.
Nightmare fuel. That's great. I love this.
Yeah, I was watching that one and I was thinking, maybe $2,000, and then there at the end it went wild. But I mean, you don't see it.
Now, if you go back to like Tales from the Flipside 100, I talked about probably Woody the Woodpecker and what was the other? The Penguin. Remember the Penguin? The Penguin on Saturday morning.
Chili
cartoon?
Willy?
Chili Willy.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe that's something. Everybody just laughed at me and called me an idiot. So I didn't go through with the first appearance of.
I've had
Woody
a
the
lot of
Woodpecker.
those.
Yeah, but
10
God
years
damn
ago
it.
was probably the last time one of those popped up.
Oh, I'm sure. Because we were all like, "What's the first appearance?" And then we just gave up. Back to some. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say this one. I don't really follow these very often, but it seemed like a pretty decent price for a 9.6.
That's down over its high over the summer. Like this was a $1,700 to $1,800 book like last summer. So,
Okay.
but for obvious reasons though, because everybody was specking on what the black suit meant in the trailers for No Way Home.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have many notes on that. I don't follow the trends for modern books.
Yeah, I got you, man. So I'll bring it back.
Yeah, there we
This is
go.
cool.
1939. A little less racist on this cover. He's just ripping I'm not sure what that is in half. Hot dog. Maybe it's the Oscar Mayer mobile.
That'd be dope.
It went pretty low, but it was a pretty rough copy.
Yeah.
$202.
Golden
It's
Age.
just one you don't see.
You seen that, Carter? Around there somewhere?
No. I'm just.
You taking mental pictures?
Say the Fantastic Comics, most of them have robot covers where he's fighting a robot or ripping them in half. They're pretty neat.
1939. Very
really one.
interesting. Very.
We talked about it. I know Paul just left, but Comics Journal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I was hoping he'd stay for this one. Pretty neat. You don't see it pop up too often, I think. Is this magazine size?
Correct.
Yeah, $350. I didn't think that was bad for an 8.5.
I thought, what would 9H pushing like? I can't remember. I can't remember. Was it like a couple grand? I think.
Maybe
Or
it's
was like
got to be
really-
tough to get that in 9.8 with that black cover.
I can look real quick. Comics Journal 89. Because I remember seeing a couple of them. I don't know if they even have them listed anymore. He could have been gone. Comics Journal.
We need Paul here for this because I think he has a
I
couple
know.
of these.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, 9.6s are 2,500." I don't, it's just a listing. No 9.8s, I don't think, but interesting. I'm sure it'd be like $5,000 or something kind of
Yeah,
ridiculous.
so $350 for an 8.5. That's not terrible.
Nah. And it presents well too. It's not like it's all crusted out on. I mean, it's hard to see
Right.
from that scan, but it's not like it's big creases. This
8.5
is
is
interesting.
8.5 is a high grade for those mags, though.
Is it?
Yeah, VF Plus. I mean, come on, like nobody even owned bagging boards. I even own a magazine bagging board until I was an adult. I don't think so.
Malibu Sun 13.
Ugh.
Yeah, this was an interesting one. I didn't know the error existed. And I think this was a sold price, if I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
god, they're rare, but I mean, for just the error, that's rough. And it kind of another one that I want to say I forget it's 9.6 or 9.8 when there wasn't a 9.8, or if it was the only one, and it was an SS, and it was by that Spider-Man booth, which is sells at Frankensons and a bunch of shows, whatnot.
Yep.
I'm sure you guys see it. They're actually the biggest comic seller on whatnot, and really nice people. And So I remember they had. So I got one for John Z, and it was I got it close. Was it the Air though? I'm trying to remember if it was the Air. But
I think it was.
what was the Air? Did I get it up to like 9.6? I think he sold it to his
Yeah,
brother
nice.
for like $500. And then I saw it, so I picked up their 9.8 because it was probably only a couple months later, and they got that SS bump. Todd signed it, and there's like 5 spine ticks on that 9.8. John's was way nicer. And also, yeah, I also a friend of mine found not the Air, but the other. It's one of those, you guys have. I'm sure we all have this. People that pick up comics or cards or something at a garage sale, and they have you come over to their house to look at their shit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And it's like 2 short boxes, and it's just horrible.
garbage.
And you're like, damn, he spent $100. So I go through this guy's stuff. The last book's a Malibu Sun 13, and,
Nice.
and I pressed and graded. I got him on 9.6 and sold it for like $400 for him. So
Nice.
I didn't have to feel it's the last book, and I was like, yes, I don't feel too bad for him anymore.
That's funny. Going to Planet Comics 8.
Yeah, there we go. Another robot cover. This one's pretty neat. I thought it was a fairly high price for 3.5, but rare book from the 40s. These were all toilet paper to begin with, so getting them in any grade's pretty hard to do.
Yeah,
Closest thing I got to a foreign book right there.
yeah. For me, like I don't know. I'm not sold on this one. I mean, from a golden age collector as myself, I just I don't know.
Yeah,
robots
this
don't do
probably,
it for me.
No, me either, but this is probably someone trying to complete a run. They're probably on the Golden Age Discord. And it'll pop up on there in a couple of days, someone that bought it.
I got this. Could we have a talk about it, right?
Yeah, I figured this went along with the theme of the episode. I don't know if this is good price, bad price.
It hasn't really dropped.
What was this a year ago?
Oh, well, it was $1,200 a year ago.
Yeah,
it hasn't really dropped in the last 6 months. I think it's been between 700 and 800 for about that long.
So you think it starts dropping once more episodes come out? Probably.
I don't know. It's a number 1 and it's a first appearance. That's already kind of low considering the other comics of that age. And even though there's a whole shit ton of these out there, I don't know. I can't see it going much under 700. It was 400 before with the show announcement, and that was 3 years ago.
No,
Right.
3.5 years ago. Yeah.
I mean, if you
I
want
remember
that
I bought
book,
some, and I remember where I was at work, and we've had this whole pandemic thing. I remember where I was, but yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna say, if you really want the book, you might as well shell out $700 and get a 9.8 instead of buying raw ones.
I will say that this next book's probably the piece de resistance, homey old thing. I had to fit it all in there somehow, but I did it.
Yeah, so I follow Showcase 4s when they pop up all the time, and this one was pretty interesting. Guy bought it back on August 4th. Same book, relisted it, and 10 days later made a quick $3,000.
Yeah,
Wow.
Pretty wild.
nice.
Can't beat that.
Nicely done.
Yeah, a pretty decent copy. The $5,000 I thought was quite a bit for it, but then the 8,000, someone just wanted it really bad, I guess.
Yeah. Question for the room: has anybody ever seen this book in anything other than I wiped my ass with a copy?
Never.
I saw one, and it was our boy Sean. Remember in Baltimore, he had one.
Okay.
I think it was like a 4. I mean, it was crazy, like a 5 or
get
something.
over a 4 or a 5. That's super high grade for these.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Of all the books I've
Terrible
ever
paper.
seen in my life, this is the one that's had the most copies that I've ever seen that have had actual burn marks on it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen like smoke damage, half the cover burnt. It's like, how do you just burn half a cover? I have
But
no
this
idea.
is and we talk about this all the time, right? DC high grade old books are just hard to find in general. Like, Bat 120. I mean, just old DC books are just hard to find in high grade. But like you said, this is a number 1, and people just didn't care. And it was, I don't know, just beyond me. But yeah,
they were pumping them out so much back then. They were just trying to save some money and cheap paper.
Look at that. Look at your Solo. I know someone who has one. It's like an 8.5.
That's probably the highest one on the census.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So that's a nice flip for the old holidays. So
I'm curious how
Yeah.
mad that original seller is.
I mean, hey, what did he buy it for, right?
True.
Did he buy it for $2,000 and flip it into $5,000, and that guy flipped it $5,000 to $8,000? I mean,
Yeah, you never. What says JJ Coins? I don't know if they're a
Yeah.
coin dealer. They probably are if we don't know who they are as a comic dealer, and they're
Yeah,
got
probably.
21,000 feedback.
Yeah.
But so honestly, he just that
He
could have
probably
been.
spawns.
I haven't looked up the price or anything, but like that could have been a wild fucking guess.
Yeah.
For that guy to price it, they call it $5,000. We got that. We traded that for like $2 in coins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was looking at an Overstreet from like 1998. Little Skybound.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the variants they did on this, Sean. How many were there? Was this like just the basic
There
one?
are 4, and this is the Battle Beast release week. So at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern, I will have these for sale in all 4 copies. And no, he didn't know I was going to say this when he put it on the list. So this is the trade dress. There's something like 500 of these. There's the trade is just the top left.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Virgin, there's a foil, and then there's a sketch. The foil's the least, the sketch is second, the Virgin's next, and this is it. So yeah, I'm gonna have these for sale if you want some. I've already sold a couple and stuff, and it is Skybound, and so we are doing. There's a bunch of us sellers. So on Thursday and Friday, you can see what I've posted on Instagram during the week. So if you guys want a copy of this, like I'm definitely your guy. There'll be other sellers too, but even prefer you buy it on Whatnot for obvious reasons from me. But like if I have some extra, if somebody really needs one, and they are like graphic novel style, so they're pretty. They're almost all. It's a really clean print run. They're pretty much all near mint. Definitely all at least near mint. A lot of be close to 9.8 because they are the thick cover and everything like that. So there can't be too many 9.8s out yet. So I don't know if people are really looking for them, and people probably look for them and whatnot. They debut as C2E2, so somebody probably must have got this back that sent it the week before C2E2 or right away. I don't recognize the seller.
Yeah, that's
not very high feedback. That's not a lot of feedback. So that's probably somebody who sent it like the second they got it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So these will be coming out. Skybound X 25.
Yeah, whoever bought that got a pretty good deal because I've seen some of the raw books go for quite a bit.
The last raw I sold was 100. I knew I was gonna get some more. So the last raw I sold was 100, but I've sold raws of the same book for 150. So 200 for this is great, especially from Battle Beast. I guess next season's probably Battle Beast time. So if you're interested in these books, now's the time to buy. And next year when the show drops is a good time to move it on. You know how it goes. Something drops, do it. Or if you want to keep it, you could be like Mel and get the tattoo. So
there you go.
A 9.6 sold for 180
in 2009. That's 13 years ago.
Yeah, that's a $500,000 book right now, probably.
Yeah.
No, that's got to be a 9.6, probably $1 million probably now. So it was 180 13 years ago.
Hey, the Flash is going to make it a $2 million movie. The movie's going to make it a $2 million movie. Okay. UF4, a little acetate gate. So
I threw this in there because it was the highest one that seemed like a realistic price. So there was tons of shill bids on a lot of copies, and there was a rumor going around that eBay was taking them down. That's not true at all. They're all over. So this was the highest one that seemed plausible that the buyer was actually going to pay.
Yeah. Look at you, Rick, doing the dirty detective investigation. I like it.
Yeah, somebody used their wife's eBay account to sell this one too. But but in all seriousness, they weren't really. A couple of people said they got removed, and a couple people show those ones up to like $15,000 or whatever. Right. Clearly, no one's gonna. I mean, we know that's bullshit. But
most of them are like the 350 range.
And people want to give Whatnot some bullshit, dude. They sell for $250 on Whatnot and $450 on eBay. So you tell me who's bullshit.
Yeah.
We got Star Wars 43.
Lando first appearance. Thought that was a pretty neat one, and it's a newsstand.
You don't care, Carter, do you?
What?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not a fan of
$600
lineup.
bucks. Yeah, $600. 13 people bid on it, so some action in the room. It looks like a little bit.
All right, competition.
I guess 2 people really wanted it. A little X-Men.
Yeah, so this one was strange. It's signed on the front of the cover, the back side of the front cover by Stan, and then on the back it's also signed. Other than that, I mean, what is that? Is that like a trade paperback?
I believe
$500. So
Yeah,
It's got to be first print or something, right?
or someone just wanted 2 Stan Sigs that aren't verified.
Or Stan messed up and thought it was 2 different books.
I didn't include I don't know if it's the back cover, but you can see it in that first picture on the left.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, right over there.
Yeah, they don't quite understand it. The guy has 0 feedback, 1 bid. Just a very odd listing. It looks like a genuine signature, though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't even look like it's a Sharpie. Really, it looks like it's like somebody used like a dry erase marker and was like, "Yo, man, I got this thing." X-Men 133.
Yeah, so I think this is probably building off the hype of Stranger Things with the Hellfire Club, and really nice, clean copy. There's a ton of them out there, but it's hard to find this run of like 120 to 140 in super nice condition.
So, do we consider this a solo cover or not? So, just because those other 8 dudes aren't X-Men?
Exactly.
It counts.
It counts? Okay.
And also,
if we're not counting 180 as his first appearance, then we're counting this as solo.
Yeah. I mean, also, I think what's causing, and I've said this before, like, at some point we'll have a conversation about it, that people are scooping up those lesser X-Men keys because, like, they're coming. And, even with the slip on the price of giant size, Hulk 181 seems to be rebounding, getting back to, like, I just saw a 9.0 finish in the, like, just under $9,000 range. And though that's nowhere near what his heights was, it's definitely better than what it's been as of late. I think, like those bigger X-Men keys are just aren't attainable for the average person. So going and scooping up, a Bishop first appearance, or some the first Sabretooth versus Wolverine and things like that. I think those are going to be books that if you see them out there, it's probably worth grabbing them and squirreling them away.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. There's a bunch out there, but if you can get them in high grade, I think that's the way to go.
That's all I got for the market report.
Yeah, no foreign books this week, so I'll leave that up to John.
Yeah, that's his realm. All I got is pickups left. I don't have anything. A little short show today. I don't have anything. I don't think I bought it.
I got something.
Oh boy, he is announcing himself to the room.
I got something.
Okay.
The other week I did my 10th anniversary video. So
nice.
Here's a couple of books from here.
Okay.
You know what? Let's do this one. We'll start off with this one.
Nice.
Maximum Carnage. Found this for $25.
Nice to claim insert.
Yeah.
And okay, so how did this thing? How was this distributed?
Did it come with a game?
Yeah, I want to say that came with either came with the game or was in the that like QVC box set. I think maybe.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this thing is it presents well, but you can definitely tell it's rough along the edges. You know what I mean? But for $25, wow.
Oh yeah,
love it. And I don't know. There's one, and there's an auction for one in not too dissimilar condition to this one. So I'm curious to see what it goes for. I was at this one store and found a bunch of like 10-cent books.
Oh boy!
Oh my goodness, dude!
Here we go.
It was amazing.
He was right.
But here's just a handful There's a handful. You can watch my my haul video.
Damn it.
Here's a Friday the 13th #1 from Wildstorm, and this is I believe this is a 1 in 10 variant.
I'll give you 20 cents for my wife to have it.
Double my money.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Shit, man.
But
what are they going for? Do you even know? Roughly.
Maybe. I know there were buy it nows for 50, and they sold for that. So.
I mean, I'll buy it from you. How about that?
It's tough to say.
Yeah, put the old sticker on it for me. I'll buy it from you.
It's tough to say, but I like this cover.
Damn, man. Okay.
But yeah, Friday the 13th, got that for 10 cents. And now this one tripped me the hell out when I saw this. So there was a run of Stormwatch, right? The Warren Ellis Stormwatch. So in the way that it was positioned in the box, it was like the higher number books and then go all the way down, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, I'm not expecting to see number 4, but no, that's not the case. So we got 1 copy, 2 copies,
oh boy,
3, 4, 6, and these are minty. 7. I'm manhandling them though. 8, 9, 10 copies for 10 cents a piece.
Did you
buy that for $1?
So when you went up, they were like, "Oh yeah, here's $40 or whatever," and you bought the whole lot, like.
Well, no, I just bought, I'm just like, because here's the thing. I got to cut down on the clutter. So I basically just picked this up. Oh. And I got I think 70 books, and then maybe a couple of dollar books, and then a new book that was up on the rack, that was up on the wall. Mm-hmm. That was a new release. And I took it, it's like a stack like this.
Yeah.
And it was just $14. That's how it works.
you have to at that point.
I mean,
you have to.
I'm not nobody lets me get away with that. I go up to the register with 3 copies of some shit, and motherfuckers like, you can only buy 2.
I had it. Listen, I had it already counted out. They trust me. I was just like, hey, I got 70 whatever books, and they rung it up.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, man. Every shop I've ever gone to, and I catch them slipping like that, they immediately are just like, we'll let you take 2. And
man
they
of the
immediately
people.
Start Googling and raising the price.
I was not letting them see it.
Okay, since we didn't have a show on Sunday, did you buy any VHS?
I got yeah, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay.
Okay. I gotta make sure. I gotta rep our VHS crowd,
Hold on.
We've done things.
We're back. Okay. I actually did a VHS haul video this morning.
Wow. How's that going on the views? Let me look at that boy.
Not a lot of, I don't know. Not a lot of people like VHS, I guess. I don't know. That's okay.
Hey, just remember when it goes big, we were first.
Oh, hold on.
Let's see what you got for a nickel.
Hold on. Because we'll talk about these next Sunday.
Okay.
But here's the best thing that I found. So we got a sealed Pulp Fiction non-collector's edition.
Okay.
Best movie ever.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And the cool thing is you have a little hologram sticker, which I don't see on a lot of the copies. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I don't know the rarity on this, but we got a sealed Pulp Fiction. I want to say this is maybe around a $500 to $1,000 tape.
You pay the 10 cents that's on the front of it.
Yeah.
I tell you what, closer to that than 500. So we got this for $20.
Oh my god.
You know how we do.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So somebody else go. Somebody else go. This is cool.
Since I missed last week, so these are actually I just recently picked these up. Stopped into my old stomping grounds and grabbed some. So we got a first newsstand first apocalypse action going on.
Nice. Look at you.
Little newsstand first Sinister.
Nice.
There's a Sinister series coming out for X-Men in the comics next year. So sometimes those can be little precursors. So if they're going to start using them again, just a good sign. That's all I'm saying. Good sign.
Sinister is one of them characters where, like, if they don't, like, they haven't used them in live action. They were going to on Jesus, what was it? Logan.
Oh.
Sinister was supposed to get used in Logan or in New Mutants, and they didn't scrap it. But John Hamm was actually supposed to be Sinister in New Mutants, and they scrapped the storyline. But there is reference to the ethics school, and that what's her face was basically experimenting on them for the purpose of figuring out things for Sinister. A little Jubilee action because she matters now. A little Big Hero 6 action.
I remember that book. I remember that book.
Good old days.
Blast from the past.
Yeah.
Early spec of the variant era.
We got a little Monica Rambeau first appearance action.
Okay.
This will matter again, whenever that movie happens. And a first Falcon.
Ooh.
But that's not all. So these I didn't get to mention last week because I wasn't on. Picked these up actually in your stomping grounds, Dino, over at King's Used and Rare Books.
Okay.
I'm not a pulp guy, but we got a little 10-story detective action.
Oh, man.
That's what's up. What year is that?
43. So let's see. This is volume 9, number 2 from November of 43. And I mean, still intact. I mean, yeah, it's got some chipping on it, but to be expected. Yeah. But I mean, like, the cover's there. It's firmly attached. So, I'm not a pulp guy, but if you are a 10-story detective lover, reach out to me. I got you covered.
Yeah.
And then also.
And he's going to murder my whole state right now. It's going to be great.
Another King's Used and Rare Books pickup, a little 10-dime detective magazine. Ooh. So, again, if you're into the women in the red dress, women in peril stories, women in bondage, like
how many pulps do they have? How many pulps do they have? They're like on crap ton.
These were the only 2. No, they had one more, which was Christ, what was it? It was one of those serious classic like Hangman covers of pulps, but it was a repo cover. Like the cover had ripped off, and I was just like, because they had that book and they had it for. I mean, so transparency, I picked these up for no money at all.
Yeah.
They had that in there, and if it had been the real copy, it would have, like, with the original cover, would have been like a $500 pulp in the condition it was in. Jeez. But because they had the repo cover on there, it was probably worth like $10. So yeah, that's it for me. Okay. More stuff to probably come. I've cracked the press and resubmitted some books to CPC, so I'll have those to show in another week or 2. So
cool. Who's next on the old? Anybody?
I got a couple things.
Me or Paul, whoever.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
don't matter.
No. Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, we'll hit Paul, and then we'll end.
I'm light.
That's fine.
So we'll keep the trend going. 3 or 4 weeks in a row. TikTok Tales number 23. I have number 27 back there. That is the reprint of this exact same cover except for the number. No idea why they did it. That is 1946. Kind of neat.
Cool.
MCS.
Trend. What was that?
It's a little MCS, huh?
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
I know my stickers, man.
Yeah, we all know the sticker.
I mean, the stickers, man.
So I've been looking for this for probably 2 or 3 years now, and it popped up last week for $8, and it's pretty rough. It's got some rat chewing at the top.
Is it $8?
$8. Yeah, $8.
$8 to end your 3-year search is like music.
I mean, they're not out there, so I don't care what.
You gonna send it back because it's in a terrible condition? No.
Yeah. I did get a VHS tape. It's not one anyone will recognize unless you're a fan of Tom, Steve, Dave. They have a Patreon where they give out gifts depending on what tier you're in. So this was one. I think this was maybe the $100 tier. I'm not in that tier. I do $5 a month, so I bought this off a guy on Facebook for $40. And I went down the toy route. So last week we talked about Beetleborgs a little bit with my VHS haul. So I got to thinking about stuff I had as a kid. So we got the Thunder Stinger.
Nice.
Sealed, completely sealed. Been open. Pretty neat. I'm coming for Carter and his collectibles. So that's all I got. Okay. Weird stuff that no one cares about. Don't even know they exist.
Doug finally made it back to the show. You got anything over there?
Just a working microphone finally.
Oh,
no,
my man.
Out of town for work. So
okay, no big deal. No big deal. Mr. Labor, anyone to you, buddy?
All right. That sounds shout out to friend to everybody, Mr. Phil Lee, Vintage Comics and Toys.
Yep.
So I grabbed the first Ravager Wrecker, excuse me, and a original Black Bolt here in a Thor 148. Got a nice deal from there, and also like how he uses stamps on his backboards because I realize that is underrated technology. Everybody wants to sell you stickers and shit. You only got to buy one stamp.
That's what we do.
You're good for like 10 years. I know. This from him too. This means nothing. This is cheap, but it's near mint plus. And I just never took the time really to quite look at this. But I don't know. If Storm ever wields the hammer, I'm rich. Right? Any of you guys want one on eBay? They're about $6.
Okay.
So there you go. The other, if you guys remember, this guy used to be on the show named Brian McClay. I grabbed Sandman 8 from him.
Nice.
Also I got this for cheaper than I sold a really nice one myself. I got this for half price. It's not as nice. And got to thank him for throwing in an autographed Andrew Walter card. Yeah, from the 1 in 15 Oakland Raiders. Had that art shell year, if anybody remembers it.
Yeah.
And number 900 out of 1275 RPA Andrew Walter, because who the hell, he went to ASU though, so I got love because I spent a couple years there.
Is that an on-card auto? Is that sticker?
I just honestly I opened it sitting here. Give me a second. That's sticker.
That's still pretty neat.
Oh yeah, I don't give a shit. Yeah,
the art shell era.
I'm good. It goes here.
He didn't know how to do it.
Upper Deck XPX 2005.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? He found it in a box. He also threw in this. Everybody knows like I'm a Big Daddy Roth collector. Yeah. And there's actually variants for this. Star World did the first one, and World of Fandom did the other one. So this is nobody talks about it because I honestly don't think that many people give that much of a shit. Like the real collectors that are into this all know about it, but I only read about it. But I haven't seen anybody, these they're just not that common, but I collect the Rat Pink stuff and the Big Daddy Roth stuff. And so this is the World of Fandom. There's actually variants for this. There's like a pink version, stuff like that. So kind of cool. Obviously I opened it while I was sitting here, so I didn't even talk to him. He threw it in for me for the Sandman, I'm sure. And then because we talked about it.
Did you buy it on his Whatnot?
Yeah, he had a Whatnot. I was just sitting around, and I think that was, I don't know, a week or so ago.
Cool.
Maybe I was in, I was in C2E2. It's been sitting here. Yeah, they've been sitting here a week. I just didn't open it. So these are the Battle Beasts. So got them. We'll be selling them this week. I'll have a show. I'm going to give this one away tomorrow for free. Have a show tomorrow. Have a show on Friday. We'll have some Battle Beast stuff. So it's that's the sketch. Battle Beast is a badass character, by the way. That's the Virgin, and this is their bag and board. I use better bag and boards, but I haven't rebagged and boarded this, so it's hard to tell that this is the foil, that all the blood is foil on this. It's just not going to show up on the camera. I already could tell that because of the way it is in these, like the bags are kind of dull. Didn't have time to change them out here. So anyway, I'll be selling those, but I have those as a pickup there. Skybound X25s, And I opened a whole bunch of Chronicles and didn't pull anything worth more than $5, so I'm not going to show any.
Okay.
But I have fun opening football cards regardless. So
I just had a conversation about a guy with work. He has like Trout rookies, Gretzky rookies, Jordan rookies. Like he's been collecting since he's like a young lad. And he told me there was like nothing around him. I go, hey, call me up, dude. I'll get you whatever you need, man. We got all the links, all the stuff.
It's everywhere here. The restock they did this week, they had over 100 hangers of Prism in every store. Like it's so overprinted.
I just can't pay the hanger price anymore. The mega box.
No, what's a hanger now? Like $18.
Yeah, and like I said, I think I said it last week when we were sitting here. I got a bunch of the Prism whatever. You don't need to point it. There's just
basketball,
just the Prism blasters, and even Walmart was selling them over whatever. Which I had fun with the football Chronicles, but I got so much the Prism. And it honestly, at that price, considering what's going on there, there's some decent rookies, and I like, So I don't know I don't think I'm going to open them. The resale value isn't enough for me to bother.
Correct.
To make like $5 and ship they're not comics. Comics, like sell them on Whatnot, or if you make $5, they're really easy to ship. I don't have, I have a million, I buy comic mailers by the 1,000. I don't have boxes to get this shit in. So if I did, I'd sell them like 5 or 10 a shot. And I think that move is just to hold them.
Yeah.
And hope we're not entering this junk. I think I said this last week too, but hopefully not entering the junk wax era from them starting to really overprint.
If you have a lot of free time, you can do the eBay shipping the envelope, the white envelope for like less than $1.
But one card at a time, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be under $20 in value, I think.
Buddy,
if you want to do it all day,
you have no idea how many. You could probably guess how many comics I may or may not have. I'd have all those on the internet before I had $2 cards on the internet.
People do it.
Yeah, the PWE, I understand. Yeah, I understand that. Just a pain,
Brian and I started the whole card thing and the COVID thing, so I want to no, it's cool. I just can't get into it anymore, man. Just the gambles, the highs, the lows. It's just
mostly lows.
Unless you're our man Benny Kumar. So, but no, it's cool. Good. Questions, comments, concerns, boys. Anything else you guys talk about? A little quick night here.
It's good to see Paul over there.
Yeah, Paul, what you been up to, man? Anything you been buying? Anything? Doing anything?
Yeah, just working. Pile of packages I haven't opened yet. The usual. Trying to do a show when I get back in town for September. Get rid of some stuff. We'll see.
Yeah. Hey, and if you want to do a special show, I got open nights, man. We'll just me and you'll just hang out. You just open stuff live. Who cares? Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Send it.
Don't distract Paul with a knife in his hand, dude.
No,
I get the plastic one my kids use.
There you go.
Boy.
Just sharpen up that bait.
Cool. All right, guys. What do we got? Furbird Nerd Report. We got the VHS show hopefully next Sunday. I think Comic Shop Talk's coming back this week. And that's it. So we'll catch everybody later, and we'll talk to everybody in the future. So deuces.